Right then, Jordan, so I just really want to informally just chatting through what you've been up to in terms of preparation for the fight, and say everything you've been doing in Sumalee as well, which is, of course, I guess one of the few gyms that's sponsoring Farang to train. And you've been doing that about a year and a half now?
Yep.
So how did that all come about?
Well, I started off in Scotland, training at a gym down there. It was Carnage Muay Thai Gym.
Right.
And I went there from, I think, round about 2009. I've been there since I was like 12. 11 years old actually. I had my first fight at 12.
Right.
So then when I went through them, I had multiple junior fights with Carnage. I then did a couple of head contact fights, and then it wasn't until I came on a 2-week holiday to Sumalee that I actually started to see a whole different side to Muay Thai. Before I just saw it as like a hobby, like something like that, but when I went across I didn't realise I could actually make this become like my lifestyle. I didn't realise that I could actually do something with this. So I went for 2 weeks. I then met like Lynn. I met my ex-head trainer, Oren Decalon, and it was amazing. I was like, oh my god! And they got me in my first fight. My first fight, I fought against a French guy. He was twice my height, and then I ended up knocking him out in round 2. And it was from then on that I thought to myself, I was like, you know, this could be something good. It was my first professional fight. I could actually make something of myself. So I then went back to the UK. Had multiple fights with a lot of guys through there, well-known guys actually. I then beat all them, went back out for 2 months, and because I had been promoting Sumalee and I had been doing well in my fights, I think Lynn had seen that I was worthy of a sponsorship, because I wasn't lazy, I was always hard working and stuff. So in that 2-month holiday she offered me the sponsorship, and then I then had 3 fights for her then, won 3 of them fights, went back to the UK, had a couple of big fights, and then I went straight back out to Thailand, and I've been there for a year and a half since, and that's been my sponsorship. I've had since June 2014 until now. I've been training in Phuket, Thailand, and fighting.
Brilliant.
It's been great.
And they're looking after everything for you, aren't they? So I knew, talking about nutrition and everything, and the supporting work.
The nutrition never came until later on. It's been quite a good experience actually, because after I had one of my fights in Scotland, I just started eating really. I really liked just chilling at the time until I went back to Thailand. I went back to Thailand and I noticed I had went up in weight quite a bit. I was like, oh god, this is okay. So I fought quite a few fights like that, but I started seeing things in my fights that had never happened before. Like I started to get a bit tired more, or I started to look not as strong and stuff. And it wasn't until roughly about a year ago I started with the nutritionist, SBG Nutrition, Sam Miller, and he's actually changed my whole fight game for the better. I kid you not, ever since I've started working with Sam, every single one of my weigh-ins has been a breeze. Now obviously you're going to have sometimes the bad times. I get like maybe the day before the weigh-in I'm maybe a bit more sluggish than usual, and I've not drunk as much water, but I mean that's got to be, it's better than running in a sauna suit. But I've not been in a sauna suit. I've not been in a sauna for over a year now, and that's due to Sam. He's just, I call him the nutrition magician. He's literally a nutrition magician. He's like spot on with everything and down the T. This fight just now, 4 weeks ago, I was sitting up like about 66. Right enough, I had turned in the muscle because I had a month and a half off and going back home, and I got an infection in my leg and stuff, so I was just having some time off. So it was a mixture of fat, and then it turned into muscle, and then I was like this to Sam, Sam, I don't know, like I'm starting to get like abs and stuff at 66 kilos. This is very scary. He's like, right, okay, right, this is what we're going to do, and he sets me out a plan. And for the for all of it, I've been eating 3 meals a day and 2 snacks, and it's good meals. It's not just stuff that you look at and you're like, oh, it's like good green curry or salmon fried rice. BLTs and stuff. It's good stuff. And then on the last week, that's the water cut, and that's when we cut, like, we do the water load inside, you know. You drink multiples until you drink a little bit, but I'm still eating. I never stop eating. I'm never hungry.
So how much carbohydrate are you tending to have in that last week? Is it the whole week is
the
carb
whole
free, or just
the whole week? I actually, it's not until I cut the water, and when I usually cut the water 4 days of actually cutting the water. And when you cut your water and then last 3-4 days, that's when you cut your carbs and you start cutting them down, which is, it's fair enough. I mean, it's not that bad, because I actually prefer the meals I was having for dinner anyways, with no carbs. It was just tasted brilliant. It still, I was like,
lots of meat.
Yeah, it was minced beef. It was like minced beef with veg and stuff like that, and it was tasty, and I can be like, all right, I'm satisfied. But yeah, like I said, I just keep eating for all that time. But this fight here, so like I said to you before, 66, 4 weeks ago, it was quite fat, bit of muscle, started putting more muscle on. I was a bit like, oh. Then in the week before the fight, I was about 62.5, 63, and then the day of the weigh-in, I came in at 56.8, and the morning that I had left for the weigh-in, I was 58.5, and with no running, no anything, just relaxing, constantly peeing the rest of this water out, I had lost 1.5 kilos within, maybe you're talking 12 hours.
Right.
12 hours.
Yeah.
So I don't know how he does it. It's all science, isn't it? It's all science.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he gets it to a T. He gets it excellent, and I really appreciate it. And if Sam's watching this, thank you so much, Sam, for everything that you've done.
But the other key thing as well is getting the weight down, isn't it? But it's getting it back on again, so you're back up to full energy and strength for the fight.
Yeah, he always he does me a refuel plan.
Yeah.
Nowadays he doesn't have to send me it, because I know it's just mainly lots of rice, but quite a lot of chicken, and then get the honey right over the rice and stuff like that, and get the carbs back on.
Yes.
But even he knows that I always go off the refuel plan. Like, I always end up going off and doing my own thing most of the time, because you're just like, well, we'll just have the cheeky one here and there. He's very good, very good. SBG nutrition. If you need a nutritionist, you should definitely speak to him.
Does he handle that sort of stuff online as well, does he?
All of it's online.
Right.
He only does it with me. Before when he was living in Phuket, he handled me that way. He was like, he would speak to us, and we'd have meetings and stuff about it, and like, he would just see how I'm feeling. He'd look at me in the gym to see how I feel. But then when he had to go back to England, it's all had to be done over Facebook Messenger, and he sends me all my plans through that, and then I save all the plans in a little Word document on my phone, and then I can like look through. And then I've got the Ringside restaurant at Sumalee. They cook my breakfast and dinner, and then I cook my own lunch. So it's a very good way of doing it.
So you're given the education as well to cook your own stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, I wouldn't call myself Gordon Ramsay, but like.
You managed to keep things going anyway.
Yeah, I can cook a good omelette.
That's all you need.
Exactly.
In terms of your, as well as nutrition, then I'm interested in what else you're doing at Sumalee, other than obviously the Thai boxing skill training, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Sounds like it's quite the whole package there. What other sort of elements do you have in your day?
Yeah, well, me generally it is just Muay Thai at the moment. Before, when I had Sam, I did a bit of strength conditioning. Nowadays it's more just a little bit of conditioning, not so much. But really it's a full day's work. You wake up 6:30 every day, go running, get back for about 7:30, 7:40, and then that's when the training begins. And then when the training begins, it's your usual Muay Thai training. It's pads, bag work, sparring, clinching, everything, all the aspects in which to get you as a fighter. And we do that from 7:30 until about 9:30, and then we go back, eat, sleep, come back and do it all again, the exact same. it's every day, and it's sometimes, yeah, it does get repetitive sometimes, but this is the thing, repetition is key. And a lot of the time I'm repeating these things and thinking to myself, oh god, I've learned this already, I've done this already. But it's about perfecting the basics. You want to perfect the basics. We also have lots of other like programs at Sumalee. Actually, we have yoga. They've just started like a yoga program for people who are not wanting so much to be serious on the fighter side and wanting a bit of relaxed time. We have Muay Thai Explained. That's good for everybody. Ways in which the people don't understand the Muay Thai scoring and just the way Muay Thai is in general. Some people don't understand. And what Muay Thai Explained does is that we're able to explain to these types of people in ways in which the scoring works and how a fight's looking, and describe the way the gamblers go and whatnot. So much more. We've got the pool. You've got time to relax it just down by the pool. Food's good. You get foreign and Thai food. We've even got the weights gym. We've got the little gym at the side of us. We got all our weights and stuff in there. So if you do want to do some stuff by yourself, not related to Muay Thai, that's fine. You can go in there and that's fine. And then obviously private sessions with the trainers. Yeah.
Do you find your training kind of it varies in terms of what you're done depending on how far away you are from the fight? Is it a bit more sort of planned like that, or is it kind of pretty standard all the way through, or does it sort of tweak as you get closer to a fight date?
Well, we have this kind of rule. It's like 3 week, 2 week rule. So like if you're 3 weeks or 2 weeks out, depending on how you are, what your trainers expect is, so in the UK many people train 6 weeks in order for a fight. That's because they've got jobs and stuff. They can't like do 2 days a week and stuff. Whereas us, we're up in the morning and the afternoon every day. So if you're 6 weeks out from a fight, for the first 3 weeks, all you would do is run, hit bag, technique on the pads every so often, and you would spar with everybody and clinch with everybody. You would just want to make sure your body is in great condition in the first 3 weeks. Then, in the last 3 to 2 weeks, that's the push. So that's when you start upping the pad rounds, upping the minutes you're doing on the pads, just the intensity in training in general and stuff. Start doing more sprints, more this and whatnot, you see. And that's how it goes, because it's all also a mental game. You gotta be mentally inside it. If you're training 6 weeks on, this is I feel a lot of people in the UK, you find them getting injured in training or having to pull out due to something. A lot of the time it's because their mental side has ended up letting them down in the end, because they've trained so hard 6 weeks in order for this fight, doing the same thing and hard intense training for 6 weeks, and then it would blow your mind. You would end up getting silly injuries and then you're unable to fight. Whereas us, we need to make sure that our bodies are good in order for the fight, because if you pull out a fight here, it's not good. Because then you got to wait another so long for a good fight to come around.
Yes. Yeah.
And we're fighting more often. I've seen myself fight once and then 2 weeks later fight again. It's just how it goes.
That's what comes up.
It depends how good you are. If you do need the rest, however, I feel after this fight I'll take a good week off. However, we've got the Christmas coming up and stuff, so I'll be having a good break for Christmas, and then I'll be straight back on it in January, because I want to make next year a big year.
Oh, good luck with that. Looking forward to seeing what you get up to. You mentioned the psychology as well. How do you prepare for the fight, and what sort of tools do you think you've got, and is there like a bit of a ritual you've got closer to the fight date with all that kind of that side of things?
It's quite funny, because I'm sure every fighter would agree with me. Every fighter becomes almost like a woman on the last bit of their their fight week. Everyone gets emotional. Even women fighters do it too. Everyone gets emotional. Everyone starts like talking about, oh, I don't know if I could do this, blah blah blah, because you have one bad session and you question your entire training. Like, so maybe I'll have one bad afternoon session where I'm tired and my kicks are a bit slower and stuff like this, and everyone starts to question if they're good enough. Or I've seen grown men run away and cry because in the toilets because they had a bad sparring session and stuff. Not even getting hurt, just bad in general. But Yeah, it gets pretty emotional. It's like a roller coaster, really. You get good and bad. But the good thing is, with me personally, I get to the very last session of my last bit of training, and it's usually the best I feel, and then that gives me the reassurance that I'm ready for this fight. I've trained hard for this fight, and I'm going to win this fight.
Right. Yeah. Do you use anything like visualization?
Not really. Me personally, I'm not smart enough to use it like that. I've never really had such things like mind coaching or stuff like that before. So you just got to settle it with your own mind.
Yeah.
And take advice from others as well. Taking advice from people. I've spoke to many big fighters before, about just how they feel. Like, I went on a line of 3 losses, and I spoke to Greg Wooten. I don't know if you know him.
Yes.
Greg Wooten's a big fighter in the UK. He bet some of the top guys, and I spoke to him and asked him, like, what frame of mind do you put yourself in for these big fights? You're fighting Parkour and Pet Bunchu, and he beat Pet Bunchu and stuff. So I just generally wanted to know how he feels going in a fight, how he takes on the fight, and he gave me some tips, and that is always messages me back and stuff, and it's great. It's great having people like that in the sport. That's the role models you look up to, is the people that are wanting to help the likes of us up and comers.
Yeah, I think that's something I really like about Muay Thai, is everyone generally supports everybody else.
Yeah.
So it's more like about bringing the whole level of everything up, isn't it? Rather than trying to keep certain fighters down. And it's like, well, the better we all are, the better the whole of Thai boxing really is.
You get some fighters, and I've seen it before, and I really don't like it. And I'm very young still. However, I see grown adult fighters, and they talk bad about one another. They put other fighters down, or they feel they need to post things about another fighter's performance or stuff, or this and that. And it's like, what do you expect? Do you want this person to quit Muay Thai? Do you want them to stop enjoying it? At the end of the day, we all have fun in this, and this is what it is. It doesn't matter if you're out here living it long term, or if you're over there living it short term. This is Muay Thai. We're all just here to have fun. Who cares what other people are doing, and let them get on with it, and you do your own thing.
Yeah. At the end of the day, that's it, isn't it?
Exactly.
You're doing your best, they're doing their best. You're testing each other in the ring. That's what it's about.
Exactly.
I think we pretty much covered. You gave me loads there. That was brilliant. In terms of strength and conditioning specifically, it sounds like there's kind of not a lot structured going on there at the moment. So there's nothing really to
strength conditioning. It's just like Sam's away at the moment, so I've not really got anyone to keep consistency with. I just do the occasional weights, and that I'm more back to Thai styled weights now. Neck weights, using it for the shoulders, generals and pull-ups. I made a New Year's resolution last year that I would do 50 pull-ups every session. So it had to be the end of every session. I had to do 50 pull-ups, and so 50 in the morning, 50 in the afternoon, and I stuck by it. Stuck by it for a full year. I managed to get away with it.
In terms of the equipment that you've got there at Sumalee for the strength and conditioning work, you mentioned there's a gym there. What sort of kit have you got?
We have some. We got the spinning bikes. We got a full weight set. We got a bench, medicine balls. Just the general kind of that type of kit. We're not overly excessive with it. We've not got like loads and loads of like high tech gear and stuff like you would at another gym. But like, I mean, we've got the stuff that we need, pretty much.
You don't need high tech stuff.
Exactly. Many of these people
properly, just like Thai boxing.
I look at it. I went back to Scotland, right, and I went in a gym that was in my local, and they have a ring there, and that's the only reason I went, to go and hit the pads with one of my juniors. Big tall guy, his name's Glenn Big Knees MacArthur. He's going to watch out for him. He's going to be good. He's going to be very good, I tell you. And we went across it together, and I come in wearing my Muay Thai shorts because I've been living in Thailand the past year and a half. I don't care what I look like. I walked in, these guys with low cut vests on and that, they're all looking at me, and they've got massive biceps, and I've got little twiglet arms, and I'm like, oh my god, and I'm like looking at them. And some of these machines, I was like, whoa, am I in an episode of Transformers here or something? I wouldn't even know where to start with them.
And the irony is that those machines don't particularly help. They're guiding the movements. You've got to.
I didn't even know what I was in for.
Brilliant.
I tell you, for up and coming fighters, off the top of my head right now, I can think is one guy in particular I know, Nico Carrillo. He's from the Glasgow Thai Boxing Academy. He's gonna be the next big thing. I've seen him train in the gym, and he's rocked me a few times in sparring. He's a good guy. He's a good kid, and he's got a good head on him. He's one to watch out for. Also, a couple of my own juniors from back home, Erin Caval, little junior girl, she's just fighting junior at the moment. She's now Scottish, British, European Revolution, and she's #1 at her weight, and she went to the Worlds and sadly didn't get a fight, so she just ended up getting given the medal. But I mean, she was gutted, but I knew she would win it. She's going to be another special one to watch out for. And we got like I said to you, Glenn Big Knees McArthur. He's a special one, I tell you. He's going to be good. He's the next Pet Bunchu. He's the next Pet Bunchu. He is. He's a good guy, very good guy, and he's a hard trainer, very hard worker. But that's for off the top of my head at the minute. Like I says, there's so much potential all around the UK by lots of these kids. Stevie Irvin, another one. He's a very good. He's Glasgow Thai Boxing Academy again. I know I'm saying from my gym, but I mean these are the guys that
You're familiar with them.
Yeah, they impress me a lot when I see them fight. And especially my own juniors that I used to train back home. But I remember just every single one of them that I had. That was brilliant just to see how well they got on. And now that I'm away and I'm seeing that they're still doing well and they're still fighting and stuff like that, it's just great to see.
Yeah, well, thanks for sharing some of those with us as well.
Yeah.
And best of luck now with the 8th World Cup here in Malaysia.
Yeah, tonight I'll fight. I've got a Kenyan opponent named Leo.
Nice work. And I'll get
for a bit of a mix up with his weight. I think he's got a bit confused, but it's all sorted now, and I'm ready to go in. I'm feeling the best that I've ever had for this fight. I've trained the hardest I have, and definitely I'm going to come home with this 57 kilogram belt. This WMC title is going to be. Fight good, score more good. I fought the Malaysian champion just there for 5 rounds. Out of all rounds, I'd say I won 5 out of the rounds, and I came out and lost the fight. I'm devastated because I know for a fact I won that fight. Everyone will get to see this video and get to see who the real winner was. But thank you for all the support, and thank you for all your help, everyone back home. Kokon, kapong kap.